Tuesday, December the 3rd. Welcome to Rowcember. We got a good one for you today. And it does involve 3,000 meters worth of rowing, but of course you have to do some other stuff to get to that row. What we have today is a windows workout. Sometimes I call this the train leaves every X minutes workout, and that's what exactly we have today. The train leaves every 12 minutes, beginning at 3, 2, 1, go. You got to fit the prescribed amount of work under that 12-minute window, or you miss the boat. And the objective is not to miss the boat, because if you correctly do all three rounds of this without missing without missing the train, so to speak, then we get to check the box today and said that we were able to accomplish it. It's a lot of work, but this workout's going to go differently for everyone, really. But really, it's going to matter. There's 3 different types of people today: people who like rowing, people who like deadlifts, and people who like burpees. And I doubt that there's many people who are all 3. And so concessions need to be made on the movements that we don't feel like we're so good at. Let's start with a 1,000 meter row. Generally speaking, you guys know what a 1,000 meter row takes out of you. Now, you don't know how a 1,000 meter goes necessarily when you had to do a bunch of other stuff first, but generally speaking, a 1,000 meter row, I'll say generously today, is going to take anywhere between 1 and 6 minutes. I'm sorry, anywhere between 4 and 6 minutes. 4 would be a pretty decent 1,000 meter row, if not for all that other stuff. The other 2 things, how fast or slow you can go on those is going to depend on how quickly you can row, and vice versa. How much time you have left to row, or how much time you are going to give yourself to row, or maybe need to give yourself to row, is going to depend on those other 2 movements. The burpees are burpees, right? They go as fast as you can really go. The deadlift, however, we can manipulate the loading to give you more time on the row or less time, depending on what you think you're going to need. We're going to say no heavier than 225 for the men and 155 for the ladies, and you should be able to touch and go whatever loading you choose for at least 5 to 7 reps every time you pick it up. All right, let's go from there. So for me, I'm going to tell you how it went for me every single round. The burpees never took me more than 1:15. I took my first round kind of slow because I thought it was going to be harder than it was for me. 1:15 to do my burpees in the first round. I knocked that down almost 20 seconds to 58 seconds in the second round, 55 seconds for the burpees in the third round. The deadlifts, 1:15 in the first round. That's time, not weight. I used the 225 pound loading. It took me a minute flat in the second round, and then 45 seconds in the third. And all of this has to do with how long I felt like I could hang on to the barbell. If you can do a set of 20 unbroken, then obviously it's going to take like 30 seconds to do the deadlift. The row is where I was always trying to be within about like 2 minutes and 15 seconds per 500 meters. My row times were 4:38, 4:41, 4:48, but my round times, even though my rowing got slower each round, but my round times got faster each time. My first round was 7:50, second round was 7:20, third round was 7:12. It's all about finding ways. You use that first round as information. I knew, okay, hey, it looks like I'm gonna have about 3 or 4 minutes of rest each time. That means I can give more to these burpees. I can give more to these deadlifts. The first round of deadlifts, I did 8.75. The second round, I did 10.5. The first round was 8.75. The second round was 10.10. The third round, I was like, oh, hang on to it longer, 15.5. I probably could have done a set of 20, maybe, and that would have but I feel like it would have slowed down my row. Ultimately, what I discovered while testing this was the way we have it written is perfectly doable by everyone. I don't think you have to modify much. If anything, I would start with perhaps the loading of the barbell first. That's the first thing you modify, loading of the barbell. If you've got it down to pretty lightweight and you're touching and going for 20 pretty quickly and you still can't finish the row and under the time, then I would reduce the, second thing I modify is, instead of doing bar facing burpees, just do regular burpees. If I'm still not able to finish, the third thing I would possibly modify would be the distance of the row, in that order. But I really don't think we got to modify much today. All right, guys, enjoy.